You are welcome here, just the way you are. No more hiding tears. You are welcome here, just the way you are. No more hiding tears. No more covering scars. You are welcome. Holy welcome. You are welcome here, just the way you want to be. Bring your deepest hopes and all your wildest dreams. You are welcome. Holy welcome. Holy welcome.
Good, beautiful morning to you all today. It's a glorious Sunday here. I understand it's really cold where our speaker Eugene is, and it's chilly here too, but it's certainly a beautiful day. And I thank you for joining us this morning for meditation. When last I was here, we were talking about setting intentions for the new year, and every Christmas I am gifted by a friend with the Louise Hay Affirmations calendar, and for January she talks about letting go of the negative energy of the past and becoming a now person, which is certainly applicable to our theme today for embracing the now. So I invite you to sit back in your chair and relax. Let your body just be heavy and let the chair hold you up. You have no job to do right now except just be present and let your breath keep you in the now, because that's definitely what keeps us in the present moment is our breath. That's the only place it can happen. So take a nice deep breath and exhale. Another deep breath and exhale. Another deep breath. Let it all go. Let your body become heavier and heavier and heavier against your chair. Let go of all thoughts of yesterday, all thoughts of tomorrow, and just be present right here, right now, embracing what is in this moment. Several decades ago, I was inspired by a writing called The Invitation by Oriah. She invited us to stand in the center of the fire with her and embrace what was and learn to be present and comfortable with ourselves. Sometime later, she wrote a piece of prose that followed up that invitation, and it's called The Dance. And so I would like to read the dance to you today, and I invite you just to be heavy and relaxed in your chair. Focus on your breath. Let it be natural and easy. And just let the words float around you and see what comes up in this moment for you. And at the end of it, I invite you to just sit quietly for a time and breathe and focus on your experience. The Dance by Oriah. I have sent you my invitation, the note inscribed on the palm of my hand by the fire of living. Don't jump up and shout, "Yes, this is what I want, let's do it." Just stand up quietly and dance with me. Show me how to follow your deepest desires, spiraling down into the ache within the ache. And I will show you how I reach inward and open outward to feel the kiss of the mystery. Sweet lips on my own every day. Don't tell me you want to hold the whole world in your heart. Show me how you turn away from making another wrong without abandoning yourself when you are hurt and afraid of being unloved. Tell me a story of who you are and see who I am in the stories I am living. And together, we will remember that each of us always has a choice. Don't tell me how wonderful things will be someday. Show me you can risk being completely at peace, truly okay with the way things are right now, in this moment, and again in the next, and the next, and the next. I have heard enough warrior stories of heroic daring. Tell me how you crumble when you hit the wall, the place you cannot go beyond by strength of your own will. What carries you to the other side of that wall, to the fragile beauty of your own humanness? And after we have shown each other how we have set and kept the clear, healthy boundaries that help us live side by side with each other, let us risk remembering that we never stop silently loving those we once loved out loud. Take me to the places on the earth that teach you how to dance. The places where you can risk letting the world break your heart. And I will take you to the places where the earth beneath my feet and the stars overhead make my heart whole again and again. Show me how you take care of business without letting business determine who you are. When the children are fed, but still the voices within and around us shout that soul's desires have too high a price, let us remind each other that it is never about the money. Show me how you offer to your people and the world the stories and the songs you want our children's children to remember. And I will show you how I struggle not to change the world, but to love it. Sit beside me in long moments of shared solitude, knowing both our absolute aloneness and our undeniable belonging. Dance with me in the silence and in the sound of small daily words, holding neither against me at the end of the day. When the sound of all the declarations of our sincerest intentions has died away on the wind, dance with me in the infinite pause before the next great inhale of breath that is breathing us all into being, not filling the emptiness from the outside or from within. Don't say yes. Just take my hand and dance with me. Let us decide what energy we want to bring from the previous year and what energy needs to be released. Let us greet the new and the now with open arms and trust life to be wonderful. Let us see our life and each other with love. Let us hear always with compassion. Blessed be on this day. Thank you for being here. Namaste.
You are welcome here, just the way you are. No more hiding tears, no more covering scars. You are welcome, holy welcome. You are welcome here, just the way you want to be. Bring your deepest hopes and all your wildest dreams. You are welcome. Holy welcome. Holy welcome.
Good morning again. We are so delighted to have you with us here today. Welcome to Centers for Spiritual Living St. George, our Sunday service. It's so lovely to have you here. It's on this glorious, beautiful Sunday. We are an open and loving and inclusive community that supports thinking creatively and living a deeply spiritual life. This is definitely a place where you can learn skills to enhance your relationship with the divine, however you see that, in whatever way you call that. Let me introduce you to our team that is bringing Sunday service to you today. Behind the scenes is our beautiful shining star. She's our tech today and doing a beautiful job. I'm Marina Anderson, and I am your host today. The beautiful and talented Cheryl is providing music for us, as she so often does, always inspirational and touching the heart, and making us dance in our chairs often. Practitioner Chris Mcardle is giving us our invocation this morning. Our covenant reading will be by Gwen Hadley. Our sacred covenant is our prayer for bringing in a new minister. As most of you know, we are almost 2 years into having an open pulpit. And so we're still searching for a new minister. But part of the collateral beauty of not having a minister in our midst is that we have had an amazing array of speakers come to us, dedicated to us over the last couple years. And Eugene Holden in Pennsylvania is one of our favorites. He is here today, and I really look forward to his message. So let's get started. Let's bring up Miss Cheryl. And
good morning.
Good morning, and enjoy the music you have for us today.
Okay, so we are going to continue in this beautiful meditative state that Marina has provided for us. This is a song by Karen Drucker that you probably are familiar with, and I invite you to sing along. Hum along, listen to the words. They will be up after the invocation. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are and all you do is a blessing to the world. I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth, and who I am and all I do is a blessing to the world. We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of spirit on earth, and who we are and all we do is a blessing to the world. I'm going to invite Chris Mcardle to share our invocation. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Cheryl. Thank you. Well, now it's time for service for us to sort of settle ourselves in and be present in this very moment and allow ourselves to go with the service, to listen to the words, to enjoy the music, and to just be present in the now, in the wonder of the now. So in this, I know that there is a divine intelligence leading us all. It's the breath of life itself, and it moves in and through all things. And as I know this, I know I am one with that very breath. And as I know this for myself, I know this for everyone that's watching. For that these words that are spoken, these ideas that are given and shared with love from Centers for Spiritual Living, St. George, to your living rooms, are divinely guided, divinely inspired, and they're there for you to embrace. So in this, I open service, I open all the technical aspects, I open all of the consciousnesses that are going to join us today and enjoy the words and the teachings that we will hear. So in this, I give a great deal of gratitude for everyone operating this system, the service, behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, and each and every one of you here. So in blessing, I release this to the law of the universe, simply letting it go, and together we say, and so it is.
And so it is. Thank you so much, Chris. As I mentioned, those lyrics will be on screen. Share your voice with me. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are and all you do is a blessing to the world. I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth, and who I am and all I do is a blessing to the world. We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of spirit on earth, and who we are and all we do is a blessing to the world, a blessing to the world. And now Gwen Hadley is going to join us and share a sacred reading. Morning, Gwen.
Morning. Thank you. You always put me in such a good place to do this sacred reading. I appreciate it. So I invite you to read along with me, either silently or out loud. I think it makes this prayer more powerful as we send it out into the universe. There is only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. In knowing that I am one with this life, I know that I am one with all its blessed expressions, which include the presence of a new minister for my beloved spiritual community. Because I know that the highest purpose of my new minister is to express God, I therefore know that my new minister reveals wholeness. I further know that my new minister is the fulfillment of that which we believe, for it is written by Ernest Holmes, let us learn to draw the divine substance down into our own lives, and as freely as it has been given to us, let us give it to others. Thus alone shall we be made whole. As I stand in agreement with my beloved community, I see my new minister revealed before me as growing the center in joy and prosperity. I now intend to experience my new minister in full cooperation and agreement with my community, knowing the truth about myself, for I live the presence and law of God. I demonstrate wisdom through a mature understanding of the wholeness of life. I am accountable and willing to take full responsibility for my actions. I participate in and support the nurturance and guidance of the community. I act from wholeness and congruence in thought, word, and action. I walk the talk. Please express your personal truth here. I embrace. I now accept the highest expression of a new minister into my life, knowing that they are revealed in a way that expresses God and serves the highest and greatest good for all who are touched by their presence. I am so grateful, and so it is. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much, Gwen. So, as has been noted, our January theme is Living Everyday Wonder. Today, our focus is Embrace the Now. Embrace the Now. Eckhart Tolle, he wrote this: most humans are never fully present in the now because unconsciously they believe that the next moment must be more important than this one. But then you miss your whole life, which is never not now. Mother Teresa put it succinctly like this. She said, yesterday is gone, tomorrow has not yet come, we have only today. Let us begin. And let us begin. I love this. It gives us this invitation to create our life, to design our own life. And as students of science of mind, we know that that's exactly what we do, that we are the author as well as the hero of our own story. A new year is just a moment in time. The date can only recommend it, 'cause change will turn itself on a dime when we decide how to spend it. So choose your own adventure, turn the page or tear one out. Rewrite entire chapters, keep the hope, erase the doubt. 'Cause you are both the author and the hero. Your story is about a new you is a decision in mind. Just change your thoughts about the past. Open to spirit in order to find authenticity to last. And choose your own adventure, turn the page or tear one out. Rewrite entire chapters, keep the hope, erase the doubt. 'Cause you are both the author and the hero. Your story is about I'm gonna be more like me. I'm gonna set more dreams free. Gonna live, gonna love, gonna thank stars above that I can. Choose my own adventure, turn the page or tear one out. Rewrite entire chapters, keep the hope, erase the doubt. 'Cause I am both the author and the hero. My story is about. Yeah. Okay, Marina, back to you. There she is.
Oh, thank you, Cheryl. I love that song. I love the idea of being the author and the hero. It really ties for me into one of my favorite lines in the covenant about that I live the presence and the law of God, not just in the presence, but I live the presence. So being the author and the hero just really ties into that. Thank you. And you did make me dance in my chair, just like I said. All right. Well, I would love to bring up Eugene Holden now, who is our guest speaker today. Eugene, you are one of our biggest beautiful blessings of having an open pulpit. I'm so glad that we get to have you visit us so often. You always touch my heart greatly.
Thank you, Marina.
So welcome.
Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. It's good to be back here with Centers for Spiritual Living, St. George. Cheryl, thank you for that song. And I was also jamming in my seat there. And that's a great line. We are the author and the hero, but not only that, right? We are the author, we are the hero, we're the director, we're the producer, we are the caterer, where we are all of that in our lives in this beautiful, beautiful adventure that we call life, that we get to experience an everyday wonder. We get to experience every day the wonder filled and the wonderful experience of life. And we get to choose how we do that. So everyday wonder is the theme for January. And today's talk title is Embrace the Now. Embrace the Now. Marina alluded to this, which I'm going to get into right now, in terms of the breath. So I want you to take a nice deep breath. Take one more of those. Man, the breath is such a wonderful gift. The breath is a beautiful gift, because, I can go a day without food and water. I can go a little time without that. But how long do you think we can go without the breath, right? Without the breath, life is a little bit different. But among other things, as we take a deep breath, as we breathe consciously and breathe deeply, not only does the breath oxygenate the blood, but the breath also exercises the internal organs. As we inhale and as we exhale, the lungs are pressing against the internal organs, and it's a wonderful, wonderful thing. And also the breath, and this is what Marina was alluding to earlier in the meditation, is the breath reminds us that there's only this moment that we call now. We cannot take a breath for 2 minutes from now, nor can we take a breath for 30 seconds ago. We can only breathe in this moment. So whenever you find yourselves worrying about the past or the future, and you find yourselves just out there, stop and take a breath. Stop and take a breath and become aware of the breath. And the breath will, again, not only oxygenate the blood, the breath will not only exercise the internal organs, the breath will also bring you back to this present moment. Also, what the breath does, when we take a nice deep breath, physiologically speaking, it is the body's signal to relax. It's the body's signal to relax. So, embracing the now. See, in this moment, life is fully lived. In this moment, truly all needs are met. See, once we really connect to this moment, once we really connect to the moment, in this moment, we find that there is nothing in this moment that we really need. And see, life is lived and filled by moment experiences, right? Life is built up, life is created through and by moment experiences. Now, what usually happens is that we get caught up in the illusion of this thing called time. I had a young person tell me years ago, she said, "Mr. Holden, time does not exist, clocks do." And I thought that was such a wise statement coming from this young one, right? That time really doesn't exist, but clocks do. Because there's only now. Yes, the sun does what it does. Well, actually, the sun doesn't rise or fall, right? It's just that the earth is rotating, and it's always rotating now. And in that rotation, we have what we call sunrise and sunset. But there is only this moment when all of that is happening. So when we start to connect to that, when we start to realize that we are caught up in the illusion of time, we can go, then we start to see and start to hear and become clear on what Eckhart Tolle was talking about, that we are addicted to time. right? We are either bemoaning or regretting the past, or maybe even celebrating something that we've done in the past. Sometimes I may think about, oh man, yeah, I remember when I was competing in that martial arts competition and I took first place. Yeah, well, that was 2003, right? But they still passed, right? And thinking about that, being stuck and getting caught in the past. So we are either celebrating, bemoaning, or regretting the past, or we are worried and or concerned about what the future holds. Okay, what's going to happen tomorrow? Okay, I have this big meeting tomorrow. What's going to happen? What's going to, how is this going to turn out? I have this appointment to speak with this person. I wonder how that's going to. You see what I'm saying? See, we are seldom are we keeping our thoughts in this present moment, which is interesting, right? Because everything that we create, everything is created in this moment, right? That example I gave about thinking about when I won first place, in a competition back in, the early 2000s. Yes, I was thinking about the past, but I was thinking about the past in this moment, because we can only do things in this moment. So what we want to do is to embrace the moment. We want to learn from the things that we have experienced in the past. We want to learn, from our mistakes, and that's all they are. They are mistakes. So we get to do it again, take 2, take 3. We get to learn from that and then let the rest go. Let the rest go. And when it comes to the future, we get to create our future in this present moment. I think it was Albert Einstein who talks about the power of imagination, saying that the imagination is more powerful than knowledge. Imagination is the preview of things to come, but we are imagining it in this moment. Everything that is created in the moment. Dr. Holmes, in the Science of Mind textbook, states in the section The Great Awakening, he says, "Now is high time to awake out of the sleep. The belief in a life apart from good is a dream from which we must awake if we are to taste the waters of reality which flow from the source of life." Catch that, right? There are a few things in here that I want to bring our awareness to. And the first word is now, right? Now is high time to awake out of sleep. Let's wake up. Let's wake up. Wake up from the belief in a life apart from good. It's been said that the original sin is our believing in the separation of our good. The original sin is belief in separation, right? But here's the thing, that even if I believe that I'm separate, I'm not. Dr. Holmes, right? Let me keep going with this, that the belief in a life apart from good is a dream from which we must awake if we are to taste the waters of reality which flow from the source of life. He didn't say which will flow from the source of life or did flow from the source of life. He says which flow from the source of life, which means that it is always flowing, because the source of life, call it God, call it infinite intelligence, call it spirit, call it Yahweh, call it Krishna, call it Allah, call it whatever you want to call it, but call it forth into this conscious awareness, recognizing that it is the source, and the source is always flowing in this eternal moment that we call now. So when we embrace the now, we are embracing a greatness within ourselves. When we are, thank you, Spirit, when we are embracing the now, when we embrace the now, we are accepting what's happening now. When we embrace the now, we are accepting what is happening now. In the New Testament, in 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 2, we read, "For he said, I have answered you in the acceptable time, and I have helped you on the day of salvation. Behold, now is the acceptable time, and behold, now is the day of salvation." Now, here's the thing about that word salvation. It simply means the definition of salvation is freedom. It's freedom. Now is the acceptable time, and behold, now is the day of your freedom. And now here's the thing about freedom and acceptance and acceptance and acceptance, being in this present moment that we call now. Now we get to choose. What I love about being a divinely human being and humanly divine is we have been imbued with a lot of different gifts, right? Breath is one. Thank God we have the breath, right? But another gift that we have, and I talk about this a lot, is the gift of choice. We have that gift of choice. So we can choose to be free, or we can choose not to be free. The choice is ours. And we do that by what thoughts that we are keeping. By the thoughts that we keep. Dr. Holmes talks about the same intelligence, the same principle that holds us in bondage is the same consciousness, the same principle that frees us. It is all in the way that we think. It was Henry Ford who said, whether you think you can do a do a thing, or you think you can't do a thing, you're right. Right? It's all about choosing the right thoughts. Again, going back to Dr. Holmes, when he talks about change your thinking, change your life. That's so true. That's so true. In the book of Habakkuk, which is in the Old Testament, prophet Habakkuk. This book is only three chapters long. In the first chapter, the prophet Habakkuk is bemoaning everything that's going on in his world. Things are just happening that he's not liking, and he's praying and he's speaking to God, not on the outside. Remember, right? There is nothing on the outside. It's all an inside job. And so then chapter 2, Spirit from within tells Habakkuk to write your vision. Write down your vision. Write it down. And so this is a great thing for us to do, right? In this moment, write down what it is that you want to experience, which is the power behind affirmations, the power behind affirmative prayer, the power behind visualization and visioning. Write your vision. And then the third chapter in Habakkuk, Habakkuk is now celebrating that the vision is now has come into fruition. But I want to go to Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. That line basically is saying that the vision has an appointed time. Now, what that means to me is that the vision is going to come to fruition. I just need to prepare myself for it. I need to be that space and that place where that vision can now be made manifest through me. And though it may tarry, although it may take some time, because maybe I need to let go of, the false beliefs that I am not enough, right? Maybe I need to let go of those beliefs that I'm not supported. So this is the time, even though it says wait for it, but we're not really waiting. We are preparing ourselves for the vision to be made manifest. It says, though it may tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. See, this is the power of your word. This is the power of you knowing and having belief in the power of your word and the law that acts upon the word. So when you set your intention, we may have talked about this some time ago, right? Those two words, I am, or in this case, the three letters, I am intentions. And when we set our intention for an experience that we want to have, we write it down. I intend to experience perfect health this year. I intend to experience more abundance this year. I intend to write more songs this year, Cheryl. I intend to write a book this year, right? So that's the I. And then we place our attention on our intention, right? So that's where we get into that tarrying, right? We may, where we wait for it, but we're not waiting. We are placing our attention on the intention. So intention plus attention equals manifestation. So as I put my intention, as I put my attention on my intention, it cannot help but to manifest. My intention cannot help but to manifest. Again, this is the power that we were created with. This is the power that we were created in. And this is the power that we get to live from. Wait for it. Wait for it, because it will surely come. Now, no matter how long it takes, hang in there. Because the time that shows up, when it shows up, it will be the time that it is most needed. And it is most needed in this present moment that we call now. That's why in scripture we hear, in the twinkling of an eye, it is changed, right? So we may be, working on it and working on it and working on it and working on it. And then all of a sudden, seemingly, it's done. Right. I think it was Bonnie Raitt many years ago who said that it took her 10 to 15 years to become an overnight success. Right. So we keep working on it. We keep working on it. We keep working on it. But we keep working on it in this moment. And as we start doing our work around it, then it's not, when I say keep working on it, please don't misunderstand me to think that I mean that it's going to be hard work, because it's not. Our working on it is really our conviction. It is us being intentional and being, what's the word I want to use? Intentional and being disciplined. There it is. Being disciplined to do the work. I have this intention to, my intention, one of my intentions for this year is to obtain more practitioner clients, because I love doing that work. I love assisting people in waking up to who they truly are, which is a divine being of light, right? So it's my intention to increase that caseload. So I put my attention on it, but I am doing that in this moment called now. In other words, I'm keeping my focus. I'm keeping my thoughts. Change your thinking, change your life. I am keeping my thinking on that intention and then doing the work that I am to do. And I am embracing that it is happening now. I am embracing the moment, because divine consciousness cannot tell the difference. There's no time within divine consciousness. That's why we want to always affirm that things are happening in this moment, because in divine consciousness, the law, which is our subconscious mind, doesn't know anything about time. All it knows that it's right now, right? So when I affirm that I'm not good enough in this moment, the divine law, the divine consciousness, my subconscious mind goes to work in this moment to start to create experiences that prove me right. Oh yeah, Eugene, you're not enough. See here, right? Because all it knows how to do is say yes. So in this moment, we are now embracing our higher consciousness. We are now lifting our vibrations in this moment to recognize that there is an infinite intelligence within us. As Dr. Holmes would say, there is a power for good in the universe greater than we are, and we can use it. Well, here's the thing, right? We are always using it. There is never a time when we are not using it. You know why? Because we are it. We are the divine consciousness. We are using it whether we know it or not. So what we are talking about here in embracing the now is to now become clear and aware of how we are using it, Do not be afraid of the now. Now is where we get to create. Embrace this moment. Now is the time that God shows up as you. Call it God, call it spirit, call it universal intelligence. Ooh, how about this one? Call it love. Now is the time that love shows up as you. You see, when you embrace the now, you embrace who you are and what you are in this moment. So when we embrace the now, we are accepting what is happening in this moment. And it doesn't matter what is happening in the world. And yes, I get it, right? There's There's COVID, there's political stuff going on. There are still wars going around, the planet, and all of that is going on. Yes. And in this moment, we get to raise our vibration to see what we want to experience. And when more and more and more and more of us start vibrating at a higher frequency, the world, which is already doing, the world shifts. The world is beginning to shift more. Yes, there is stuff going on, and maybe what that is the darkest is darkest before the dawn, right? But people are busy bringing that new light into manifestation, right? You, me, we are working together to raise our vibration so that we may see a better world in this moment. So let's embrace that. Let's make that the now that we embrace. Now is the time that love shows up as you. Now is the time for you to shine your light. Now is the time for all of us to accept grace, beauty, abundance, and joy. Now is the appointed time. Let's pray. Oh, in this moment, I give great thanks. I am so grateful for this moment. See, because in this moment, I recognize that there is an infinite intelligence from which all things are created. I recognize that this one power, this one presence, this one life continues to express itself. It continues to reveal itself. It continues to represent itself in, through, and as everything that is seen and unseen, everything that is known and the yet to be known. All there is God, the love intelligence that governs the universe. As I recognize and acknowledge the fullness of God as being everywhere present, I know that right where I am, God is revealing himself in, through, and as the I am that I am. And as I know this to be the truth of my life, I know this to be the truth of each individualized expression of the one tuning in today. And those who will hear this recording later on, right where we are, God is. Right here, right now, God is, we are. And so it is in my awareness of our oneness in God that I speak this word. I call forth divine right action in all of our lives. Whatever that divine right action is for you, we get to call it forth right here and right now. And that divine right activity is happening in divine right order, which is always right on time, right here, right now. And divine right order must result in divine right outcome, not only for each and every one of us, but everyone who comes into our conscious awareness. So what's good for us is good for everyone else, because there's only one thing happening here, and that is the life of God expressing as each and every one of us. So knowing that this word is already done, knowing that this word is already complete, knowing that this treatment is already demonstrating in our lives right now, knowing that right now this is answered prayer, I give great thanks. And so it is from this space of gratitude, this place of thanksgiving, that I now release this word into the beautiful and dynamic and potent activity of love and law. I know that as I release my word into the law has no choice. It has no recourse. It cannot help itself. It must take these words and mold them and blend them and shape them and then return them unto us, not void or empty, but absolutely and completely and dynamically, oh yeah, and joyfully fulfilled. Yeah. And so fulfilled, we open up and we allow it to be. I declare and accept that it is so. And so it is. Amen. Ashe. Amen. Take a breath. Yes. Peace and blessings.
Oh my gosh, Eugene, you're so fabulous. I really loved when you were talking about that. Even if I believe that I'm separate, that I'm not separate, that the flow is always happening. And you always demonstrate that so beautifully when you have a conversation with spirit while you're talking to us. You know, that you're so open that spirit is always talking and you're always listening. And the other thing that popped into my mind was the song, Garth Brooks' song, The River, about being in the flow between two shores and recognizing that on the shore is where all that discord is happening.
Yes.
And if we stay in the river, we pass through it.
Yes.
And I'm so inspired by you. Thank you so much
Thank you, Marina.
for your spirited message to us today. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And you're going to join us. Do you have time to join us in the Zoom afterwards?
A little bit of time. Yes, I do.
Okay, cool. So come in, log in to Zoom with us, and we'll have a few minutes with Eugene before he goes about the rest of his day. So thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Blessings. See you in a few. Okay. Oh my gosh, my heart is pounding so fast. So deep breath, come back into my body here. So if you haven't marked your calendars already, please mark January 29th, which is a Saturday, on your calendar, 10 to 11:30. We are going to have another social gathering somewhere. We're looking for an indoor space where we can gather. If you know of a place that we can use for a couple hours, do let us know, to send us an email or call one of us if you have our phone number. We usually have 20 to 25 people, so it needs to be big enough for that. The time is coming soon where we'll be able to meet outdoors again, and that is so much easier to find. So yay when that happens. But for now, January 29th, 10 o'clock, let's gather and share our energies together. The book club is still going on. Sue and Alan are hosting that. And I understand there's some pretty rousing conversations that come around the book, The Power Within. And so if you haven't joined it before, you can join on the fly, at least a few more weeks with that book. I have not been able to join it, but I understand that it is a grand conversation. We continue to thank you for your gifts, your financial support to Centers for Spiritual Living St. George. You can give on PayPal either occasionally, or you can set it up to be a monthly regular donation, which is what I love, because then I don't have to think about it. It's just this constant flow. We also, of course, can take checks at our P.O. Box 3132, zip code 84771. So we thank you for your continued gifts to us, so that we can continue to spread the love. And we, as always, have ways that we can support you. Our care circle would love to have conversation with you or help in whatever way is possible. And our practitioners are always interested in praying with you, whether you want your glorious things to continue or whether you need emotional and spiritual support with some challenge that life is presenting to you. You can just send us an email at prayer@cslstgeorge.com. And as I mentioned before, Eugene is going to join us in our Zoom after service. It starts at noon. If you don't already have it set up in your Zoom, you can go to our website. On the homepage, there's a little box that says Access Meeting Links. Just click on that and it will give you the link to the Zoom. Super easy, and the host will pop you in as soon as your name pops up on the top of the screen. So we look forward to having you join us in conversation and fellowship. And today with further conversation with our friend Eugene. So the next two Sundays, next week on the 23rd is Jafon Seeley with the topic of Question Everything. Jafon is another one of my favorites, a young man. I think he's he was living in Georgia. I'm not exactly sure where he is right now. But he's a Salt Lake boy. So those of you here in Utah, he actually is a local guy. And then the last Sunday of the month is Reverend Savannah Noel with Prove It. How are we going to prove what we have to prove? Okay, this is Savannah's first time with us, so we look forward to having a new face and voice. Okay, now it is time for our closing affirmation. Star will bring us all back in, and we will end with our usual closing. So fun to do this together. And we practice every Sunday, and you think we didn't need practice, but we love doing it. So something wonderful is happening through me right now.
It is this thing called life.
Life is in my mind. Life is in my body. Life is in all that I do.
I am it, I embrace it, and I share it.
Just the way that it is.
And just the way that it is becoming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Life.
Thank you so much for being here with us today. And whether you're watching us live or watching us later on recording, we're glad that you joined us. Thanks again for being here,
folks.
Eugene.
You're
and we'll
welcome.
see you on Zoom.
See you on Zoom in just a few.
All right.
Thanks, everybody.